Yes, the time has come. The UFL Season 1 is officially upon us. And also, that coincides with Hellraisers Podcast, Episode 1, baby, the first of its kind. So let's do it. Also, I caught up this week with wide receiver of the defending XFL champion, Arlington Renegades, Mr. Caleb Vander Esch himself. Talked with him a little bit. So we're going to play that for y'all today and let y'all check it out. Yo, it's time to get it on to all my Hellraisers. Where you at? Because it's time to mount up and let's ride, baby. Let's do it.
Come on! It's game time, but then it's more than a game. Yeah, it's my time, I'm steady moving the chains. We the kings, baby, but yo, we rollin', strolling. Ain't nobody gonna take the throne that I'm holding. I'll be bringing the boom in the southwest sun, or we can do it at night, but there's no way you can run. I'm breaking bones, like the music busting them amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands, cause I'm a sure bet. Representing the town, city of the cross is my stomping ground. That's literal, so y'all better give me respect. When you up in my house, your whole squad get wrecked. Gonna listen to your people while they rooting for you, cause once you all on my site, you ain't gonna know what to do. When the smoke clears from the ruckus I bring, y'all had better bow down. You can call me the king now.
Yo, what is up to all my Hellraisers out there? It is time, baby. It is time. Been excited, waiting for this, man, to finally get here. Had a little bit of technical issues going on before. So if you saw me jump on and then it ended like right away, that's why. But here I am, baby, ready to rock with you guys. Welcome, man. Welcome to the very first episode of Hellraisers Podcast. I am your host, Gabriel Garcia. Yes, some of y'all know me already, as the official host of Gridiron Nation Podcast. That's right. And some of y'all also know me as the co-host of the Gridiron with my boy Jersey the King. What up, Jersey? Over on, that you see us on Saturdays and on the Fuel Network, y'all. We were trying to get this up on Fuel tonight. I don't know what's going on. This is why I was having my issues. But hey, we're going to try and get that figured out for y'all and be up on it next week. And we'll get this episode, though, up on it. So if you don't get to watch the whole episode, that's all right, man. You can watch it later on in the week up on Fuel on your big screen. Or I will also have it up on Spotify because I will have an official official, not unofficial. Never mind. I'm going to officially have a Spotify channel for the Renegades Hellraisers Podcast, man. So y'all be ready for that, man. And by the way, did I tell you guys that it is week 1 of the UFL? The first official week 1 of the UFL ever? Yeah. It's about that time, y'all. We're about to get into it because, hey, man, what can I say? What can I say? We of course, we're excited as Renegades fans, right? Like everybody, nobody's giving us any love, guys. Y'all seen it, man. We ain't getting much love. All y'all of the fans out there, fans of all the other squads. I get it. The one thing I'm wondering about, though, is what's with everybody's talking about what you did on paper, how good these teams look, what they made, moves they made in the offseason. Okay, I get that. But let me ask you guys a question. If you are a good team already, if you are a championship team, how many moves do you think you got to make? You're going to make some moves, right? But are you going to revamp your roster? Nah. Well, that's what one champion did, most of them. And we're going to get into that today because, today we got a good first show for you guys. Okay, we got a good first show for you now. We're going to go on the ride tonight, man. And tonight's ride, the glance. That's what I'm called. When we take a glance at what's coming, this is the ride, baby, because it's time for us to ride. I got an interview with Caleb Vander Esch, wide receiver of the Arlington Renegades, man. Y'all may remember him from last year. And he will be joining us. Actually, not joining us, but I was able to catch up with him this past weekend. He gave me some time, man. We had a nice little conversation, man. So I'll be airing that here about midway through the show. Okay. And also, I'm going to be breaking down the roster. I'm going to tell y'all what we got on our roster, what we're looking at, And also, we're going to look a little bit at the other side of the squad that we're playing against this week. Them Birmingham Stallions. Y'all fans get on my damn nerves. That's all I'm saying. I hope we beat y'all just to. It ain't going to shut you up, though. I know. It's not going to shut you up, is it? Stallions fans. I know. It's not. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel every single week. This is gonna be me because that's why I'm a Renegades fan. I was made to be a we go our own way. We do our own thing. Everybody want to talk about Stallions are gonna win this game. Memphis is gonna be good. But us Renegades fans, we're like, yeah, y'all can sleep on us. We'll go our own way, but we'll see what happens, man. And this is week 1, so you never know. But I'm ready to go, man. I think all of you guys are ready to go. And also, we're going to look into that game. We're going to look ahead, okay? Give a little sneak peek and a preview of that Battle of Champions, man. So it's going down this week, y'all. It is definitely going down. Jump into the comments, the Gridiron Podcast, excuse me. What is up, Jersey? Thank you for everything, brother, helping me get this up and going, man. Let's go. Jimmy Hanna, what is up, man? Renegades raise some hell, that is right. Where? I want to know where are my Hellraisers at, man? Share this, tag your people. Let's get them in here, all right? Because it's time. It's time, man. We need everybody. The problem is, guys, I don't know if y'all notice, like, Stallions fans, I'll give y'all one thing, even St. Louis fans. Like, y'all fans are strong on social media. Okay, Renegades fans, y'all ain't out there doing your thing, right? I'll go into some of the Renegades groups, and that's cool, and y'all are in there, but y'all got to get out of that comfort zone, man. Go into the UFL groups, talk your trash, debate with people. You know what I mean? Speak some knowledge on some football and tell them why we are going to do what we are going to do, which is once again, surprise the hell out of everybody. All right, because that's what we do. We are coming to raise hell this year. Exactly, man. Exactly. Day 1, Jamie. I seen you. What is up, Marco? Hey, man, Marco, me and you got to link up, bro. That's all I'm going to say, man. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. And let's get it on and popping, man. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys, in case you have never seen my show, Gridiron Nation, or if you've never actually seen me on the Gridiron, I'll tell you just a little bit about myself, okay? Just right quick. Before we keep rolling on. Well, as far as for myself, man, my name is Gabriel Garcia, 46 years old, man. I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. So some of you may be wondering, well, why aren't you at the games? Why aren't you going? Well, that's because I live in New Mexico, y'all. I can't get down there every single weekend, all right? I'm a working man. I got things going on. I got family, stuff like that, man. But I love football, passionate about football, all sports, actually. NFL, I am a Cowboys fan, so there's that. But, I'm a hardcore Renegades fan, man, just like you guys. I do music, make hip-hop. That song at the beginning on the intro, that was off of my last album, man. It's not that kind of crazy-ass hip-hop with all this nasty stuff y'all be talking about, Mr. Nasty Time. None of that. That's not me, man. I'm old school. I like to keep it real with my music, and I keep it clean, man. So that's a little bit about me, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm a working Joe. I do this whole podcast thing because I love it. You can call it a hobby if you want, but to be honest, anybody who does it, y'all understand that this is work. I spend the entire week. I've spent the last month preparing this episode alone. So that goes to tell you guys how passionate I am about that. And so hopefully you understand that every single week I'm going to be bringing you my all, my 100% unfiltered. I'm not going to be cussing and stuff. Like if you want me on my Gridiron Nation podcast, yeah, you'll catch me completely unfiltered on there, man, because that's my baby. But as far as this, man, I'm trying to do some big things with this show right here with Hellraisers. And I'm going to need all you guys, all my Hellraisers out there. I'm going to need y'all to help me push this show through this season, man. Let's let everybody know who we are. You know what I mean? Because they're sleeping on our squad, man. They're sleeping on our squad. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm about sick of it. It's about time that we got week 1 here. I'm happy we got week 1 because I want them to shut everybody up. All right, Jimmy. So Jimmy knows who I am, the OG Double G. That's right, Jimmy. That's right, man. Appreciate you there. Hey, B, how you doing, girl? That's right. She says go Cowboys. Love the Cowboys, but today it's all about them Hellraisers themselves, the Renegades, baby. And it's time to talk some Renegades football because, hey, that's what we are here to do. That's what we're here to do. Now, real quick, also, guys, if you are able to get out to the games, okay, I want y'all to reach out to me. You know, if you're able to mingle with the fans, you get me some video. Okay, get out there, get some funny stuff on video, talk to the fans, maybe in the pre-games, you know, in the tailgates, and you can shoot me some video. Get in touch with me, and I'll do some things with it so we can get some content up, get the Arlington Renegades Fan Nation group going, and get this podcast rolling. So if y'all can do that for me, I would really appreciate that. All right. I'd really appreciate every one of you guys. Like I said, tonight, we got a special guest that I was able to catch up with, wide receiver Caleb Vander Esch, man. I'll be bringing you that interview in just a little bit. And also to everybody out there, hey, all I can say is keep sleeping on my boys again. I'm going to say it. I've been saying it on my show, my other show. Actually, this is my show. I got to get used to the sound of that, saying that when it comes to something with the Renegades. Did y'all know? Okay, Marco says, I'll send you a video of the tailgate, bro. I would really appreciate that, man. I could really use some boots on the ground there. Wish I was out there. Unfortunately, I'm like 12 hours away if I was driving. So it ain't that easy for me to get out there, man. But we're hoping to hopefully catch a game this year if I can. Hoping I can get out there, man, and hopefully, you know, maybe talk more to some of the players. But I'm gonna be trying to reach out to more players and get you guys as many interviews as I can do this whole season. All right. Let's look real quick at the comments. Jimmy, I already talking about. Oh, Jimmy's already like he ain't playing. He's like QB, Perez, MVP. I see you, Jimmy. All right. I like the sound of that because I'll tell you one thing. If Luis Perez plays at an MVP level, this team is going to be right there for a championship. You know, he's already got an MVP under his belt. That's right, the XFL championship MVP. So why not? Let him pick up where he left off. He's got a full camp there now, you know, with Stoops. And he added a few weapons. He's got some of his other weapons coming back. So, yeah. Jimmy's saying repeat MVP. Let's go. Let's go. Tailgate time is coming. It definitely is. Hey, y'all say what up to my boy Jersey up in the comments. And let's get rolling, man, because we have got so much to try to talk about here, man. I'm going to keep this thing at an hour because I'm going to get used to running this thing on the Fuel Network. And if you guys have not downloaded the Fuel Network, if you have a Fire Stick or if you have a Roku device, you can go on. It's a free app. Download the Fuel Sports Network, man, and you can catch all our podcasts on there. The thing is running 24 hours, or you can pick and choose which ones and episodes you want to watch. You catch me and Jersey on there on the gridiron, all right? You'll be able to catch, you've got, actually, Jersey just got not the first episode of Gridiron Nation podcast, but it is the first episode that's on there. So it's the most latest episode of Gridiron Nation podcast. Y'all go on, check me out, follow me up on social media with those as well. All right. And then later on, I'm going to kick y'all down with all the social medias and everything like that. So you guys can make sure you follow, man. Show you love, right? And I'm going to show the love right back. I promise you that. All right. Jimmy says, I was there at the championship. He balled out. Yeah, I remember you were there, man. Hell, man, I was seeing like different fans on TV that it was dope because I was like, hey, man, he's in this group or that group. I seen him or her. So it was kind of cool, man. You know, and I know like a lot, it's cool like how a lot of the teams, they have their, what am I going to say? They're super fans with the gimmicks and the costumes. And that's cool. That's cool. But, you know, we kind of do our own thing. Y'all go out there, you know, Marco, you do your thing with them hats, boy. Yeah, I dig it, man. But, you know, what I really want everybody to recognize about this team and this fan base is that, like and it's kind of alludes to what I said about us not being strong out there on social media, like not seeing our fans everywhere. But we're loyal as hell. You know, some of y'all may understand the term pocos pero locos. That's fitting for us because we may not have the size of the fan base that some of the other ones have. I mean, we may not be big. Somos pocos. We're a little smaller. Pero somos locos. We are Hellraisers, baby. We're going to bring some hell to you as fans. You best believe that. All right. Mike says, what's the status for Fuel Network being on the Amazon and Google TV store? Jersey would know more about that. I don't know if it's on Google. It is on Amazon, right, Jersey? Because it is part of the whole Fire Stick and stuff like that. But Mike, Jersey's going to know more about that. So Jersey, hit him off, man. Let him know what's good. We got to get more people up on Fuel so we can get more eyes on all this stuff, all right, man? So, by the way, guys, I hope you guys don't mind, man. I've been crazy busy, right? Trying to get everything done, get everything going. And so I ordered my merch late. I did. And it still ain't here, man. I meant for it to be here by this show, man. I'm disappointed. I'm like, damn. What you doing, Gabe? Get it together, baby. Get it together. But you know what? My man, some patch, everything. But I said, I got to still split the colors, though. This is my squad. These people I'm going to be talking to today. These are my Hellraisers, man. I can't just be coming in, just looking all raggedy. I got to at least sporting the squad. Because, you could tell my studio, since I built it day one, 2 years ago, Renegade colors. Look at that. All right? So, y'all just bear with me. Don't be like judging and stuff, being like, man, why look, he ain't even got no gear on. I got the colors, okay? I got my little tidbit working for me back here. Ain't it beautiful? It is, isn't it? Yeah, I dig it, man. So, all right, man. So, all right, we're about to get into. Oh, hold on, Jimmy. Yeah, got you hook up. Yes, I hit up that hookup. You said, unfortunately, I missed his deadline, so I'm gonna have to wait till April. I'm gonna have to wait till April. Jersey says on both Roku TV and Amazon TV. Yeah, there you go, Mike. There you go. And before we head out to our first commercial break. Yeah, that's weird to say that, man. I ain't used to that. Jimmy, I'm going to leave this with Jimmy because Jimmy talking about SmackDown will be layeth on the Stallions' candy asses. Damn, I want to hear that. I heard the Rock's voice when you typed that, Jimmy. I appreciate that, though, because we about to do that. All right, baby. So when we come back, we're going to hit you off with the conversation that I had with wide receiver Caleb Vander Esch this past weekend, man. It's a good one. Y'all don't want to miss it, so don't go nowhere, man. Give me 60 seconds of your time, and we'll be right back, all right?
Same great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Welcome back to Hellraisers Podcast, baby. The first episode. And before I jump into this interview, I got to ask, man, I tried doing my homework on all this, all right? And I did see one back in 2020 when the Renegades were with Dallas. They had an official podcast. but I have not found anything showing that there has even been any kind of fan podcast dedicated solely to the Arlington Renegades. Okay. So, if I may be so bold, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the first official fan podcast dedicated solely to our Arlington Renegades, baby. And I'm proud of that. And if I'm wrong about that, don't kill my shine right now. Send me a message later on. And I'll throw out like a correction next week, all right? But I ain't found nothing, man. If not, I'm going to keep rolling with it. But I'll tell you what, let's get rolling with this interview, man. Like I told you guys earlier in the week, I caught up with wide receiver Caleb Vander Esch, y'all. Y'all going to take this interview really down to earth dude, really cool dude. He was able to take some time out of his day. They had a day off, and so, he jumped on with me. We did a nice little interview last weekend, man. So y'all check it out and enjoy, all right? All right. Yes. Hey, everybody, I want you to welcome right now to Hellraisers Podcast, wide receiver of the, let's get this right, defending XFL champions. I like to make sure that I throw that in, the Birmingham Stallions fans' faces when we're up in the chat groups. Defending XFL champion, wide receiver, Caleb Vander Esch. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here, brother. How you doing today?
Hey, Gabriel. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. We're getting excited, man. I'm sure like you guys are. Now that training camp is kind of officially done and you're into the whole practice thing, and the teams have we did get the news, I believe it was yesterday, that the you guys, the Renegades, have cut the team down to the 50 required players now, man. So you guys are you're hitting it, man. What's it been like out there, man? It's like out there on the practice field to be back out there getting ready for the season, man. What's been going on out there?
Man, it's been good. The past month or so has been awesome. We had a great group of guys coming into training camp, but those cuts are so tough. Like, everyone is really talented, playing really well and whatnot. But as you know, the league mandates that you cut the team down to 50 guys. So it's always tough seeing those guys get released because bunch of great guys, and we really created a family type vibe over there. And but it was good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the locker room. It's always fun just hanging around your friends all day is really what it is. So it's been a blast.
That's dope, man. I dig it. So hey, now I know now you played your ball at your college ball. Was it at South Dakota State? Am I right? I'm sorry, I got that right. University. Okay, yeah, I gotta get that right. You're right. It's USD. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. USD. Man, hey, I was doing my homework on you, bro, back then. And I mean, not only were you like the epitome of a student athlete, you were excelling on the field, but you were also, you were on the all academic team for countless years. And then I'm seeing you. Am I correct? And I was seeing you out there blocking punts.
Oh, yeah. I got a block punt in my career. I got one. I've got one. I'm proud of that one. I wish I got a few more, but I've got one in there. Yeah.
I dig it, man. I dig it. So what's the journey been like for you, man? Obviously it's always all eyes on the NFL. But coming out of college, what's the journey been like for you, man?
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey, honestly. Even coming out of high school, I wasn't highly recruited whatsoever coming out of high school. I was a really late bloomer growing. I didn't really grow till my senior year of high school, so missed that big recruiting window that is your junior year coming out of high school. Yeah. So I ended up through a bunch of different things walking on to the University of South Dakota. So I went there as a walk-on and just went through the whole 4 or 5 years there, and ended up having a good career and thought I'd maybe get a shot out the gate in the NFL, and that didn't happen. And so then it's just going through the hoops again, man, just going through. And I'm so grateful for the XFL for being elite around last year, because that really helped me out, gave me an opportunity, and now the UFL this year. So just taking it day by day, doing my best. And hopefully down the road, of course, dream is to get to the NFL, and that's what my hope is. But right now, just focusing what's at hand, and that's the UFL and playing for the Renegades. So
yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I think this is, as a spring football fan myself, this is probably the most excited that a lot of us have been in a while. I run with a network of other fans, fan groups, and then other podcasts that represent different fan bases. And I was lucky enough to be asked to do the Renegades one. Everybody knows I'm a big Renegades fan. So we're doing our best to make sure we get all eyes on you guys this year, man. We're really excited about it. But is there a different feeling, because we're seeing ever since the merger, we're seeing a whole different level of promotion than we saw for XFL last year, even with the ESPN. Like, now that it's kind of the merger between the whole ESPN Fox thing, it's kind of been everywhere. We saw a commercial. I think we saw something during the Super Bowl. So all of us were kind of like geeking out on it. Oh man,
yeah.
they're throwing out the UFL out there. So I got to believe that you guys are excited, man. Hoping that you guys can get the fans out there, make another run at a championship. But now let's go back to last year. Okay, now you guys obviously it was a struggle during the season, man. I think your defense always came on. There was the run game, but as a fan watching, it just seemed that at times the offense just never really clicked in terms of the chemistry, the pass game. And then once Luis came in, and by the end of the season, when he had a full hold on that offense, I saw it. What stands out with you is like you immediately, it started to show like maybe you were starting to come on for him. What with all due respect to Drew Plitt and to Kyle Sloter, what was it though about Luis Perez when he came in that just kind of changed the dynamic of the whole offense?
Yeah, I mean, Luis, I can't say enough about him. He's such a great guy, such a great leader, such a great football mind. He just understands the game really well, super intelligent. So him just coming in, he just brought that calm, confident presence that you just need at the quarterback position. And he really brought that. And just, it was that glue that we needed that we didn't know we needed, really. It was just awesome having him. And like, it just goes like what he did, come in halfway through the year, so tough as a quarterback to come in halfway through the year, learn a whole new offense, get familiar with a whole new group of guys, and to see how well he handled it, brought us together, and then ultimately led us to a championship. I mean, just so much kudos to him. He's a great guy. So glad to have him back this year. It's been awesome being back in the offense, having some familiarity coming back with the offense this year and with him at quarterback. So couldn't be more excited to run it back this next year with him as our quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like like you guys really kind of started really balling there late in the season, man. And I was one of these guys on my other podcast, Gridiron Nation. I was out there telling people every week, I was like, man, all we got to do is get in, because when you're in a tournament format, this, playing organized sports, it's like you just got to get in and catch some fire, man. And you guys caught that. I got to tell you, man, I still go back to that Houston game for the division championship and your big game. You had the 5 catches. I believe that was the one you had the touchdown. Well, I might be thinking of the Defenders game that you guys had. Touchdown. That was an exciting game. I remember that. You guys put up like 17 points in that fourth quarter. But that Houston game was a big one for you. Did you guys just feel some kind of momentum that you carried over against DC for the championship from that Houston game?
Yeah, 100%. Going in, just seeing that Houston game was really the first game where everything just seemed to click. We were just rocking. We were playing to our full potential, and we really saw what we were capable of. And that 100% carried over to the DC game and just boosted our confidence and knew that we could play with anyone and just go out there and do our thing, and everything's going to work out. So 100%, that Houston game was a huge factor.
Dig it, man. Hey, what's it like playing for a legend like Bob Stoops, man? Is there a little bit of pressure there?
It's a little bit. No, not too much, honestly. It's a little, but he's such a great guy. He is awesome. Yeah. It's so much fun to be around every day. He's got a huge file, super player friendly. He's awesome. He takes great care of us. So it's been really cool playing for him.
Nah, I dig that, man. That's like a once in a lifetime thing, man. Getting be able to play for somebody like that.
He's a legend.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's switch it up real quick to some family, man. Actually, just more of your personal thing with football. Now, as I understand it, now your father, he played ball there, right? We're at the same university.
Yeah.
So football, obviously. I mean, I say this obviously because I am a Cowboys fan. Okay, major Cowboys fan. So you had to know the questions coming, man. Obviously, it's in your family. With Leighton Vander Esch, of course, of the Dallas Cowboys. Now he just retired. as was I was big. I was really big fan of him. So I've been disappointed that his career was a little cut short because of the injuries. But I guess this kind of alludes to a question from one of my listeners that I had put out there this week that I was going to be interviewing, and I told him I'd pick a couple of questions. So it was my co-host over at the Gridiron, Jersey the King. He says, "When did you fall in love with football?" And I relate that because, like I said, your father, it's obviously it's in the blood. So at what point in your life, based on his question, did you say, you know what, I love this game. This is what I want to do?
Man, I don't know an exact moment, but as far back as I can remember, football has always been my sport, my go-to. Just wanting to play it. My parents didn't let me play it till I was in 7th grade, so they wouldn't let me play tackle football and whatnot till 7th grade. So
Yeah.
so I was doing other sports. I was playing soccer, loved soccer, playing lacrosse, doing all that sort of stuff. But since I was a kid, I'd be in the front yard or at the park with my dad, and he'd take me and like throw me routes, punt me some balls and
Nice.
whatnot. Like every single day after work, he would take me out and we just go play ball. And so that since the beginning, honestly, since I was a kid, it's just all I've ever wanted to do. And it's just since the beginning, since I was a little kid, man, just fell in love with it.
That's it. Just put in the work, man. Huh? As obviously you've done. You mentioned lacrosse. Now, if I read this correctly, Willow Glen High School, you were voted most outstanding offensive lacrosse player, state champion. Did I get that right?
So we did. I was playing club lacrosse in high school. My high
Okay.
school, Willow Glen didn't have a lacrosse team.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was playing
Okay.
club lacrosse, but the offense was for the high school football team.
Oh,
But
okay. Okay.
yeah. But lacrosse, we did win the state championship in lacrosse my junior year for the team I was playing for. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I always played lacrosse. I'd go up to tournaments in Canada when I was younger and play lacrosse
Wow.
and everything. So I played that for 10, 12 years or whatnot growing up. Just, yeah, it's a great game. It's so much fun.
Yeah. I dig it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Caleb, I really wanted to ask you this because as fans, before the merger, we had no idea what was going on, man. And, for those of us that try to report on this on our podcasts and try to keep other people informed, because we're trying to bring eyes to the UFL. We really want spring football to succeed. But we were like in the dark, man. There was a time, I guess it was that little limbo of the last few months of last year where we had no idea what was going on as fans. Nobody knew, and then we were hearing about, okay, there was the speculation, I guess. Some teams are going to be gone, but then we were seeing teams adding players. And what was it like for the players? Like, did you guys have an idea before the announcement of the merger of what was going to go on? Or were you guys pretty much in limbo as well? Like, man, what's going on? Like, am I going to be even playing next year?
Yeah, we were 100% in limbo. We were getting the information at the same speed you guys were getting the information at. And there were a lot of questions. We really had no idea what was going on the whole off season. Granted, I figured this just in my mind with the merger, figured it was going to happen. And I figured that the league wasn't going to cut out the Arlington Renegades, the team that just won the championship, and we're doing the hub in Arlington. So I had that on my side where I was confident that the team would still be around. And I was hopeful and grateful, very grateful that they did bring me back. So I was in probably less of a stressful position than some of the other guys, and I feel horrible for the other guys that just got their teams cut out and then just are never going to get another shot. And that's brutal. It's a brutal part of the game and how the whole situation played out. So I really feel for those guys, but I'm extremely grateful that my team got picked up. And yeah, we really had no idea what was going on. It's crazy. We didn't think they were going to cut 4 teams from each league. We thought that we were like in the offseason, we were probably talking, we were like thinking it was going to be 8 or 12 teams in the merger that made it through. But yeah, they went with the 8 teams, and it's just how it played out.
That's got to be rough, man, because that's all business decisions, and you guys are the players. So I would imagine that you guys are kept in the dark on a lot of the business stuff going on. That's got to be
100%.
tough, man. That's got to be tough. But now, so do you live out in Arlington, or you just kind of live out there while during the season and camp and stuff?
Yeah, so before last season, I was living in Atlanta with my brother, and then I moved out here for the season, and then I just really liked Dallas. So after we won the championship, I ended up moving back to Dallas in July of last year, and so that's where I live now. So I just live in Dallas, and that's what I call home right now. So
Nice.
I've been loving it over here in Texas. It's been awesome.
I gotta ask you, man. Who NFL team? Who's your team? Who's your team, man?
I don't really right now. I don't really have a team. You know.
Okay.
And I'll play for anyone, of course. Whoever signs me, that's my team.
There you
But
go. There you
growing
go.
up-
Great answer.
Yeah, whoever signs me, that's who I. But growing up, so I grew up in the Bay Area, San Jose, California.
Yeah,
But I was always a Packers fan since I was
Okay.
a kid. Yeah,
Okay.
always Green Bay Packers fan. Brett Favre, then of course Aaron Rodgers. I just loved them. So my parents actually one year for Christmas when I was a kid got me one of the stock options. So I'm technically an
Oh,
owner.
nice.
So
Yeah,
I'm an owner,
that's right.
And that was like the coolest gift I ever got.
That's
so
cool. That's right. I forget they are the one team that does that where the fans actually own the team.
Yeah, exactly. So I always had that up in my room. They send you a little certificate and whatnot, and I always had it up there. So it was pretty great. But yeah, always a Packers fan when I was younger.
I dig that, man. I
Mhm.
definitely dig that. Now, I got another question. It was from one of my listeners, Andy Henderson, and I love this question. He's asking about next Saturday's game. Obviously, the Battle of the Champions. It's big. And he says, can you describe the impact that you think next Saturday's game could have early on in the season? As in, will it set the bar for the other 6 teams? And I think this question stems from something I was talking about on my show some weeks back, where I really believe that the winner of this game is going to, like you guys are, you're going to be set the bar. Whichever one of you wins this game is going to be like, all right, now we are the big dog, and you know the target's on our back. So, like he says, describe the impact that it has in your opinion, or is it just another game?
Oh, of course, it's probably going to weigh a little heavier on the impact there. Just the first game of the new league, the 2 champions, like you said. And there's already that little bit of rivalry between the USFL teams and the XFL teams. You can feel that, and we know it's there. So, yeah, 100% I think it's going to set the bar a little bit for the rest of the season. And just excited to go out there and play. I'm really excited to show you guys what we've been working on, the team that we're able to put together. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. We are looking forward to it, man. We got 4 games this coming weekend. It's going to be just major. We are hoping for a big showing, obviously, from you guys, the Arlington Renegades. We are expecting it, man. We're going to be definitely watching you guys. Just know when you guys are out there, man. A lot of us, I live here in New Mexico, so I'm a little bit far. I can't get out there to the games and stuff. I'm hoping to get out there for at least one of the home games this year. But
yeah, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just know that when you guys are there, man, we got a lot of eyes watching on TV, man. We're gonna be rooting you guys on. Now,
thank you.
Absolutely. Now, before I head out, man, I just wanted to congratulate you first of all on what you've been able to accomplish to this point. Of course, obviously from college, getting back in with spring football. Is this something that you feel that football as a whole needs? You know what I mean? As far as
100%.
Professional football, because let's make no mistake about it. This is professional football. I don't care what the NFL fanboys want to say. This is professional football, man. So how much do you think it needs it? I feel that the NFL really needs this league.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you 100%. You just look at the other leagues, the other professional leagues. They all have minor leagues that keep their players playing. And so when they need guys to call up, they can call up guys that are in game shape, are ready to play, have been playing. They haven't been sitting at home doing nothing. They're ready to play. And I think that's exactly what the NFL needs. This league is great, keeps guys and it gets players game experience, and that's really what matters. So yeah, I think it's a huge help, and I think it's gonna be here to stay. Like you said, it's professional football. It's extremely high quality, and I think it's gonna stick around for a while.
Well, we're hyped, man. I know you guys are hyped, so it's like, well, we're gonna be sitting there next Saturday saying, "Let's get it on." Birmingham Stallions, Arlington Renegades, Battle of the Champions. Before you head out, man, just anything you want to say to the fans that are going to be cheering you guys on this year?
No, just thank you so much for all the support. We love you guys. Like it's so fulfilling and great seeing you guys, how much support that we have from you guys and whatnot. It's been a lot of fun, and I just can't wait to go ball out on the field and put on a good show for you guys. So thank you so much for all the support.
Absolutely, man. Caleb, thank you so much for being here today, man. We really appreciate it. And hey, we're gonna be cheering you on. And I am hoping, bro, that we're going to be seeing you at the end of the season in one of these NFL training camps.
Man, I appreciate it.
Thing over there, man. So we're going to be rooting you on, brother. Thank you so much for being on the Hellraisers podcast today. We really appreciate you, bro. Go out and do your thing, man. Go out and do your thing.
Will do, Gabriel. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's been a blast. It's been fun.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Same great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Yeah. Welcome back to Hellraisers Podcast, baby. Yeah, what y'all think, man? Nice little interview, man. With once again, I want to put it out there. Thank you so much to wide receiver Caleb Vander Esch for coming on, taking some time, and talk to me a little bit, man, and helping me out, helping me get some eyeballs on this episode, man, because we're going to grow this thing, y'all. We're going to do it together. We're going to make this whole Renegades fan nation stronger, and he's going to go down as the official first guest of this show. And it's dope, man. We talked about him coming back at the end of the season, and hopefully that's to talk about winning a UFL championship, man. But once again, thank you, Caleb Vander Esch, for joining us on Hellraisers Podcast, man. So what y'all talking about, man? Let's go into the chat. And I see my boy Hendo has finally showed up. What is up, bro? What is up? First off, let's go to Jersey, man. Jersey, he says, great interview, bro. You killed it. Thank you, brother. I like the way it came out. It flowed really good, man. But thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. And Andy says, love the comment on the NFL fanboys. Yeah, y'all know this, man. You guys know I love NFL just like you guys do. But I love pro football. I love football, period. I've been dealing with it this week, too. Talking to some of these NFL fans, just putting down the UFL. Talking about it's going to last 1 year, 2 years tops. It's trash. It's trash. I'm like, really? Did you watch it last year? No, I don't want to watch that trash. Then how do you know? Don't sit here coming at me with this league is trash if you ain't even watched none of these teams, man. Hell out of here. They're like flies. They're like mosquitoes, man. Get off me, fly. Shoot, fly. You bother me. That's what I'm going to tell all these NFL fanboys to be hating on the league this year that haven't watched any of it, all right? B says, that was so awesome. Thank you, B. Thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed that interview. And also, Jersey, Hendo, thank you guys for the questions that I was able to give to them. Those are some really good questions, man. Gave us some good answers, man. Nice little conversation pieces out of it. So let's see. Where else are we looking at? Hendo says, just in time for my question. So you got to hear your question, dog. I know you showed up late, homie. All right, I just saw your comment about, you couldn't get it on the Fuel Network. So I'm going to let it slide, dog. I'm going to let it slide. But y'all don't understand. Andy, you may look at his profile pic, okay, my boy Hendo, and you're going to see a Steelers fan. That's in the NFL. But y'all don't understand. He's not just here just to support me. He's here to support the squad because he is a Renegades fan. All right. You may not see him all up and out and everything. He's not very big on social media, but my dude to come on here to support the shows, man. So appreciate you, Andy. And he is a Renegades fan, y'all. So just letting you know. And Andy says, awesome interview, Gabe. You definitely have a knack for this, bro. Thank you. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So let's keep rolling on, y'all, because it's time. It's time. It's just time. UFL Week 1. Let's get it on, baby. What y'all think, man? We've got 8 games on the slate this weekend. Okay, but we're here to talk about one game. One game. Okay, but, you know, just for whatever, I'm going to give you guys the other games, and y'all can tell me what you think. Okay. Of course, it all starts with the Battle of Champions. It all starts with trying to decide which of these teams is really going to set the bar, is going to be the bar going forward into the season. Because make no doubt about it, all my Hellraisers out there, y'all make no doubt about it, is that this is the two XFL champion, USFL champion. I don't give a damn what the Renegades record was last year. They stepped up in crunch time. And that is what great teams, and that is what championship teams do. The haters say, oh, Hawks fans, I don't care. Stallions fans, I don't care. Roughnecks fans, I don't care. All right, Panthers fans, I don't care. Brahmas fans, I don't care. It don't matter to me. Okay, Showboats fans, I don't care what y'all think of the squad and our record last year. Because what none of y'all want to give us credit for is stepping up in crunch time when it had to be done, playing big in crunch time when it had to be done, and winning a championship. All right? Back to back against two of the best teams, the top 2 teams in both divisions last year in the XFL. Okay? So whatever any of the haters got to say, I'm going to say it one more time. I don't give a damn. All right? Because I'm an Arlington Renegade. And we don't care what anybody thinks, man. We're just going to go do what we got to do. And we're going to get it done again this year. Okay? So, they don't think we have a chance to win this game, y'all. Y'all have seen it. Come on. You guys have seen it on social media. You know, Vegas. I don't care what Vegas says, to be honest. All right? But nobody thinks we're going to win this game. And quite frankly, I don't care. Because nobody thought we were going to beat Houston last year in the division championship. First of all, nobody thought we were going to make the playoffs. I kept saying all we got to do is get in. I don't care what the record was. We got in. Okay? And see, the key was last year, guys, was Luis Perez. You know, he had the pieces on the squad. You know, you heard in that interview, you heard Vander Esch talk about it. You know, that as soon as I think we saw it that Defenders game. Last game of the season, or was it the second last game of the season, where they went to DC, man. Oh, I believe it was in DC. It might have been in Arlington. My bad. But, man, that was the game that we put up like 17 points. You know, Luis Perez just went off in that second half. Okay? And that is when you kind of saw it. Like, oh, it's going to be on in this playoffs. And sure enough, they lost the game barely in overtime. But they took that momentum straight into the playoffs, man, straight into the division championship against the Houston Roughnecks, they had lost both games. But this Roughnecks team was expecting a different Renegades squad. Okay, the Roughnecks, they weren't expecting the squad that was Luis Perez with a full hold on the offense and chemistry established with this team now. And it was like a buzzsaw, man. You guys heard Vander Esch talk about it in the interview, where that was just the game where they finally felt like everything just, they played to their potential. And they felt like they were able to play with anybody. And everything was rolling, man. And they took that, and they took it the following week, you know, into the championship game in San Antonio. I know that's got to hurt Brahmas fans that they got it done on your field. That is beautiful. Okay, but DC wasn't ready for it either. You know why? Because they had their defensive plan set. And when Luis Perez just started rolling, man, in that game, they did not know how to adjust. Very unlike that DC Defenders squad. But hey, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is why nobody wants to admit just how strong we looked to end that season. Well, we're going to bring it this year. All right. We are going to bring it this year. And it starts with the Stallions this week, man. Let's look at our quarterbacks, all right? Because it's time for a little bit of a roster breakdown, guys. We already know who our dude is, right? We know who the man is. He's been named the starter already, as we all knew that it was going to be Luis Perez. But there is, I mean, they do have, I should say, a much better quarterback room. Am I wrong? Than when we started last year. You know, there's no more Plitt. No more Sloter. I was yelling all year about get these guys out of here. All season last year. Defense keeping us in ball games at times where the score never looked as close as the game was because eventually the defense got tired. Offense couldn't do nothing. So now, if we look at the roster, okay, we got Ehlers. I'm assuming who our QB2 is either going to be Ehlers. I mean, I'm thinking Ehlers, but I mean, would you guys really be surprised if we saw Lindsey Scott Jr. get in on some plays this year? Because he brings a whole different weapon. Haunted up in here, man. I must have some Renegades, vibes up in here, man. My equipment's acting up. But what would you guys think about seeing Lindsey Scott in there? His mobility, he's very, very good out of the pocket with a powerful cannon for an arm. But of course, Bettis is going to be that dude. But I think what Lindsey Scott Jr. can do, it gives them an opportunity to bring in some gimmick and gadget plays. Okay. So I like that. And I think, with Holton back there, I'm basically looking at our quarterback room to start the season compared to last year. And I'm like, oh, I am happy. I am good. Let's go. Week 1, I'm ready to roll. We know what Luis Perez is going to do. We know what he's going to do. He's got his weapons back. You know what I mean? He's got his tight end back, Sal Cannella, who I'm gonna just go out and say it. I'm going to say it. This is the best tight end in the UFL going into this season. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Maybe I'm wrong. But I got to see it till I'm willing to admit it. You know what I mean? Let's go to the comments right quick. Marco says, I'm with you on that. We way better than last year. Yeah, this quarterback room looks so much better than it did going into last year. Jersey says the QB room is a hell of a lot better than last year. Absolutely. We're talking about Lindsey Scott. Jersey says, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in on some trick plays or special plays. Yeah, I'll be with it. Marco says, let them sleep on us. That's what I'm saying. Let them sleep on us. They did it last year, and we saw what happened, didn't we? It was a beautiful thing, guys. It was a beautiful thing. All right, so now back to the roster breakdown. We were looking at the quarterbacks. So now we talked about the tight ends. Okay, I talked about Sal Cannella. I think he is the best in the league, and it's just going to get better this year, I think. But we got really deep at tight end because they didn't know if he was going to come back. So they went with some guys in the draft. Signed some free agents. You got Austin Allen there, so they got some depth there. We're really deep at tight end. I'm completely comfortable with where we're at right there. But everything for me, guys, starts with the O-line. The O-line is the heart of every offense, okay? The O-line is the heart of every offense. So this O-line, they're bringing back almost the entirety of what was one of the best offensive lines in football. I shouldn't say in football, in the XFL last year. Most of them are coming back intact. Okay. This was really good offensive line last year. We saw it, especially once they started, once Luis Perez started getting his timing down with the guys. They were giving them enough time, and he started picking defenses apart late in the year and through the playoffs to postseason. So We got Adrian Neely. Bobby Evans is coming back. So it's going to be our offensive line. I think I have no issues there. Okay, this is the big uglies is exactly where you want the heart of your offense to roll through. Because when your offensive line is good and you've got a good quarterback, guess what? Pass game is going to kick in. Guess what? We got a good run game too. Pretty good run. I was actually surprised by some of the guys we let go before we had to get to the 50-man roster, but I'm good with it. I'm good with our roster on the running backs. Speaking of the running backs, why not go to the running backs? Looking at Letty Brown, I got to be honest, guys. I did not expect him to stay on. I know Day Hunter. I know they brought him on because he can do some different things. But I have a feeling we could be seeing a running back by committee with this squad. Davion Smith, he's there. We know he can make some plays when he has to. What I want to see from him is the consistency this year. But I'm good with Day Hunter and Lady Brown backing him up. You know, Lady Brown is 6 foot, and he's 215 pounds. He's going to be that guy who's more of the balance back, whereas Davion Smith is going to be our short yardage back. You got Day Hunter who can kick in with that speed at 5'10", 190 pounds. Okay, and also expect him to see him on some special teams. So the running back room is I'm not going to say it's loaded like I would with the tight ends, but I think it's good enough. It's good enough because this season we're not going to have to depend on the run game the way we did last regular season. You know what I mean? When we were trying to find a quarterback that can help the run game out. Now we've got that dude for a full season, full camp with Bettis, so I think it's going to help the run game like immensely. And we just need competent run game. That's all we need. All right, now let's go down to the wide receivers, y'all. And they are loaded a wide receiver. Nobody's talking about it because, like I said, they're all sleeping on us for some reason. I just don't get it. I don't get it. All right. But you got Juwan Manigo. He's going to be there. He's got the speed. Caleb Vander Esch, who we just spoke to. You know, he's going to do his thing out of the slot, man. Luan Winningham, this was the big pickup for them. Okay, this is a guy who was him and Isaiah Winstead are going to be a very, very good 1 and 2 if that's how they decide to play him. Wide receiver 1 and 2. And then you got Caleb Vander Esch in that slot, man. They got J.P. Payton on the squad as well as Tyler Vaughns. This is a deep, I should say, a sneakily, quietly deep wide receiver group, guys. Each of these guys has different things, like a different skill set that they're able to do, man. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what these wide receivers are going to do, man, especially with Winstead and Winningham there. It's going to be very, very fun to watch. Let's go on to the defensive side of the ball, guys, because, hey, I've been saying it. I have been saying it all off season, okay, that our defensive backs is deep. They are deep, and it's the reason why, you know, we weren't able to keep some of the guys we wanted to. They were looking at some of the guys that got released before the 50-man roster cuts, and they were like, damn, you know, defensive backs. And that's because we are deep at defensive back. Our defense is going to show up this year, y'all. You know, you got Cam Brown, which is, out of Ohio State. Miles Dorn, Darren Evans, Delonte Hood at cornerback. Now, the one guy that I'm looking at, okay, is actually, sorry, I lost my note right here. Tenny Adewusi, because he's capable of playing pretty much any spot at defensive cornerback. I think what Bob Stoops is going to want to do with these guys is shuffle them around in this game and see, okay, this is where you're going to be fitting at, because they've only got about a week or two of practice, guys, since training camp ended. Okay, since they were able to lock in and get 100% full work with the actual guys who made the roster. So these teams are still going to be looking at which players are going to fit in where on certain positions on the field. You feel me? And I think this is going to be one of them. This is definitely going to be one of them, but we're good at defensive back. I'm not worried about that. As far as linebackers go, let's go to the linebackers, y'all. We got Will Clark. Yeah, we already know. Y'all understand that name, man. Will Clark's going to bring it this year. He's going to have his boy Story Jackson next to him. Markel Lee, Donald Payne coming back. Okay, so I'm ready to watch him ball out. And when we look at the defensive line, okay, I'm most worried about the run game. Okay, because we got Jalen Redmond there, we got LaRon Stokes, Lau. I'm not sure how strong we're going to be for that defensive interior. Or we could rush the quarterback. Okay, we can rush the quarterback. But what I'm wondering is just how good are we going to be at stopping the run? Because I don't want to be stuck in one of these games where it's a grind, because we're going to be in some of those. We were able to do well against the run last year, but we lost some dudes. All right, so it's more of a, not that I don't think we'll be good, more of an unknown from that defensive interior. All right, so, but as far as our pass rushers go, I like Vic Beasley. That's all I'm saying. Vic Beasley, he's still going to be a problem. Okay, veteran, he's coming in, he's ready to roll. So that's if you, the quick glance at our roster is why I'm like, man, y'all just sleeping on everybody just because they're not, it's not the star power. It's people like Memphis drafted and signed, or that the Stallions did. But sometimes you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. All right, when you are a good team, a championship team, all you got to do is plug in some gaps, maybe add a few players like we did a wide receiver. It's going to help us elevate that even more. Okay, and then we move on to the season. Let's go to the comments, y'all. Gilbert, what is up, brother? He says, so pumped for the season. Let's go. I am with you, man. I am with you. Jersey says the roster is stacked and nobody is talking about it, but maybe that's a good thing so we can surprise everyone. Hashtag stomp the ponies. That's right. That's right. Maybe it is a good thing. That's okay. That's okay. Because it is time for what will be a weekly segment when we will give a little bit of an in-depth look at the opposing squad. And this week, it is the defending USFL champion, two-time USFL champions. I got to give them that. The Birmingham Stallions. Okay? The Birmingham Stallions. Now, Skip Holtz has already come out and said that he is going to run multiple quarterbacks in this game. He still does not know where he wants to go quarterback. I'll tell you, Alex Magoo leaving, that left them all like, damn, what do we do? They're over there watching A.J. McCarron come back, you know, and watching all the Battlehawks fans all happy, hugging. Yeah, A.J.'s back, baby. And Stallions fans are just like, you know, they're over there watching Magoo like saying, no, I'm staying on the Packers, man, with the futures deal. And they're like, it's like that, huh? Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Be happy for you, boy. And I know they are. But it did. It caused questions at quarterback. I get it. Jamar Smith, you know, he won that championship a couple years ago, but the team looks a lot different than it did then. A lot different than it did then. Okay, they had that strong run game with Scarborough. He's gone. Okay, I know they got Larry Roundtree at running back now. Okay, I know you got Ricky Person, who's more of a power back. CJ Marable. But that's those guys, it's the same way like what I'm saying with some other stuff is that, okay, I got to wait and see. I got to see it. But at quarterback, who are they going to do? Okay, you got Jamar Smith, 6'2", 218 pounds. Okay, good size for a quarterback. All three of these guys are over 6 feet. You got Matt Corral, 6'2", 205. I mean, everybody's like, oh, he played in the NFL. Yeah. Matt Corral, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he does at this level because I was never impressed from what I saw from him in the NFL. Am I being a hater? Do I sound like a hater? Maybe just a little bit. That's okay. And then you've got Adrian Martinez, the rookie. This is a guy that they're very excited about him, about Adrian Martinez. 6'3", 225 pounds. So could we see a combination of the three? Will we only see two? I expect to see Matt Corral in there and Jamar Smith. I don't know about Adrian Martinez. Being a rookie, they might not be ready to roll him out there yet. Okay, a game of this magnitude, because it's going to set the tempo very early on. I don't know if you want to do that against a Renegades defense that is looking to come in strong this year. All right, so they could be running a lot. Like I said, they got Larry Roundtree. I expect him to be the bell cow. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable of as their fans are of the Stallions. So maybe they know something I don't at that running back spot. Maybe he's not going to be the bell cow, the RB1. I don't know. But he's who I would expect. Wide receivers, though, they do have Victor Bolden, legit. Former third-round pick of the NFL, Amari Rodgers, a guy who just, never lived up to what that third-round pick potential and status in the NFL, but he's trying to get back. So that was a good pickup for them. They've got a good wide receiver room. 6 of the 7 wide receivers that they have on the roster right now had NFL opportunities in 2023, whether they were invited to a camp or they were on a roster at some point or a practice squad. So their receivers are legit. This squad is legit. Okay, make no doubt about it. They do have an all-USFL tight end, Jay Sternberger. Still ain't Sal Cannella. I'm just saying. But he is good. He can make plays, man. So they're good at tight end. They don't normally. I don't expect them to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets, which is what we could be doing. So I think Jace is more of that pass catching guy. He's not going to be very strong in the run game. So that just adds another weapon for whoever their quarterback, whoever's throwing to him. We don't know. They don't even know. Isn't that crazy? O-line could be a weakness though, because they've done some reshuffling. It's almost like a semi-rebuild of this offensive line. They've got a couple of guys coming back, but they do have 2 centers that are returning. And I believe they have one guy on this offensive line at guard. I think it was left guard last year. So for the most part, though, they've had to replace the depth, everything, man. So that could be a weakness. I'm just saying, offensive line, y'all, like I just told y'all, that's the heart right there. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how their offensive line plays in this first week. With 3 quarterbacks, it's like, oh, man, like, hey, all I'm saying is if I'm Vic Beasley and these guys, man, I'm licking my chops right now. Because I'm like, these quarterbacks, they're not going to know what they're doing right now. That offensive line is a mess a little bit. All right, so they could be getting in there, getting some pressure on these quarterbacks. Maybe force an interception or 2. Okay? We look at their defense, man. I'm looking at their defensive line specifically. Okay, Khalil Davis, who is now with the Texans, he's a strong depth piece for the Texans. Let's put it that way. He's no longer with the Stallions. That is a major loss for this defensive line. Okay, but I say but because they got his brothers there now. Carlos Davis, he joins the team. I don't know how good he's gonna be. I really don't. But we're going to find out, y'all, because this game is upon us. Week 1 of the UFL, it's upon us. And it's time to get it on, baby. It is time to get it on. So all my Hellraisers, y'all be ready. We're going to be doing this thing. Me and Jersey are going to be bringing you the kickoff. It's going to be kicked off, actually, while we're doing the live stream of the Gridiron on Saturday, man. So y'all be ready for that. Kicks off at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Adjust accordingly wherever you're at. I know some of you, a lot of you Renegades fans are going to be, I believe y'all are Central Time. So you're going to be an hour ahead of us. So that's going to be noon kickoff your time and 10 a.m. your time, Jersey, out there, on that Pacific time, man. So y'all be ready, Hellraisers. We about to do this. Raise some hell, support the squad. Real quick, before we close this thing out for the night, let's head to the comments, man. All right. Jersey says nobody will be their Bo Scarborough. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard to replace what Bo was for their championship run when Jamar Smith was quarterback. I get it. He wasn't there last year. You know what I mean? But you had Alex Magoo, man. That was a whole different level of playmaker there. So I don't know, man. Jersey also says Adrian Martinez isn't a rookie. He was on the Generals roster. Okay, my bad. Wide receiver 2 or 3 last season through the USFL. Okay. Well, so is he rookie quarterback or what? I don't know. I'm assuming you meant QB. Okay, so he was on the roster. All right, man. So what do you guys think, man? Hit me off. Y'all be sure to, by the way, if you're not part of this group yet, part of the group we have on Facebook yet, be sure to go in the search bar, join the Renegades Fan Nation group on Facebook. We're trying to build this thing up. It's only a couple of weeks old, still young. It's still in its infancy of a group, but it will be the official home of Arlington Renegades Fan Nation. It's going to be the official home of this podcast right here, Hellraisers Podcast, man. So y'all get your friends on board, get the word out. Let's get everybody in this group. And then that way, when we have all this big army, posse, whatever y'all want to call it, of Hellraisers representing the Renegades Fan Nation, we can take that little army and jump into some of the other, fan pages and troll a little bit. I like to troll. It's fun. Don't judge me. Okay? That's what we're here to do, man. We're here to have fun. And y'all be ready, man, because it's going down. You can catch Hellraisers Podcast on Thursdays all season long. I will not be doing a live stream every Thursday, but I will be posting it up every Thursday evening. You'll be able to catch it on Spotify, which I will be posting this episode up on Spotify later tonight. And you'll be able to find it on YouTube, y'all. Now, the YouTube is Gridiron Nation Podcast, or Vodcast. I'm sorry. I will be adding a special folder for the Hellraisers Podcast. But y'all go on and follow me, guys. If you do not follow my Gridiron Nation show, that's okay. But you're going to follow the Hellraisers Podcast. Go on YouTube. Subscribe to Gridiron Nation Vodcast with a V as in victory. Okay, and you'll be able to catch all the Hellraisers episodes on there. You can go back, watch some of the Gridiron Nation episodes as well. And as soon as I get it up, as soon as I get more followers to this podcast, more eyes on it, then I can separate it and throw it onto its own channel, man. I just got to make sure I got enough people following first. All right, so go on, subscribe to Gridiron Nation Podcast. Y'all do me that favor if you haven't done it already. And follow me on Instagram at @GGarcia_Gridiron. You'll catch all my shorts, all my reels, everything, all the content I'm putting on there. And on TikTok at Gridiron Nation Podcast. It will also be representing the Hellraisers Podcast that I'll be putting up all the stuff on there as well. You can also follow me on Facebook at the Gridiron Nation 1 and on X, formerly Twitter, at the #1 Gridiron Nation. Gridiron Nation is also the home for Hellraisers Podcast, y'all. So wherever Gridiron Nation is, you're going to find Hellraisers Podcast content as well until I get it big enough to where I can just branch it off. You feel me? But I need every one of you guys. I need your help getting the word out, getting eyes on it every single week, man. Let's get the streams up. Let's get the follows up. Let's get the subscriptions up. And I really appreciate it. All right, guys. So let me know what you guys think, man. Hit me up. And also, hey, I'm going to be doing a fan mail question every week if I get them, y'all. Every week if I get them. So there's the email. It's the one gridiron, excuse me. My bad. Habit. One Renegades fan at gmail.com. It's the #1 and the word Renegades and fan at gmail.com. Send me your questions, guys, about the team, okay? Or about the league if you want, or about the team we're playing next week, or whatever. Let's talk about it, okay? Send me your questions, and I'll read them the following week. All right, guys? If we get this following big enough for this show, I'm going to be real with you guys right now. If we get the following big enough, I'll start going live every week. All right, bet. That's the deal. All right, so I'm about to get out of here, guys. You know what? To every one of you in the comments, all I got to say is thank you guys for watching tonight. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for joining me tonight. Before I do, let's hit the comments. Mike Tackett, 3 names that will be in an NFL training camp next year. I'll go first. Jay Sternberger, D. Stroing, and Matt Corral. I don't know about Corral. Depends how much playtime he gets. Let's be real. I mean, if he's getting outplayed by Jamar Smith, I don't expect Corral to do much. Destroying, I don't know either. I don't know. That's a hot take-ish type of thing, almost semi, but it's not bad to do these predictions. Jay Sternberger, there's a good chance he could be there as well. Okay, I still don't think he's the best tight end going into this season. I think we've got him. That's just me, though. But, yeah, man, I could see Jay Sternberger getting into a camp, and I think we're going to see a lot of players actually getting invited to NFL camps, if I'm being real. Because every one of these teams, this is the best of both leagues from last year, okay? If you look at guys who got cut, there's the reason there was so many surprises. There is a lot of talent that is left off the field this weekend that didn't make a roster, and that's too bad. But that's just the way it is. When you've only got 8 teams in a new league, it's just the way it's going to go. All right? That's just the way it's going to go. Jersey also says, tune into the Fuel tailgating kickoff show at 12 noon Eastern Time on Fuel Sports Network. Yes, and he says, catch me and Gabe on the gridiron this Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Champion versus Champion watch party right after the Fuel tailgating kickoff show on Fuel Sports Network. Y'all be there. Y'all be ready. And y'all be ready to do what? Yo, let's raise some hell this season, y'all. I am Gabriel Garcia. This is the Hellraisers Podcast. Thank you, guys. All my Hellraisers out there. I'm going to catch you guys on Saturday, man. We're going to be watching our squad, getting ready to put in work and getting it done. Again, I am Gabriel Garcia. Thank you for joining me. Hellraisers Podcast, baby. Get the word out and let's get it on. Let's get it popping. This weekend, it's time to mount up and it's time to ride, baby. Let's go.
They say my name, it's cause I'm killing the game. Bring your best, ask yourself, do you know what you're doing? Go on and call your people, tell them trouble is brewing. Tell them wicked is here with an army of kings. My game is fully extreme, a human M16. Put your battle gear on, if you think you can beat